50, 60 kilometres I think now. My first thoughts on the seat, touring seat, is it any better than the stock seat? At the moment I'd honestly say no. Feels very hard. Also, the original seat is looks like a plank. It's completely flat, where this one looks like it's got a lot more shape. I do like the look of it. It really improves the look of the bike. It tips you up. The bit I'm sat on is sort of going up. I don't think it was sort of scalloped out enough. The piece you sit on needs to be flat. This isn't, and it seems to be putting quite a bit of pressure on the sort of tailbone and the back, making it quite sore actually. Don't know whether the seat, well I'm hoping anyway, it's going to soften up as time goes on. I suppose at the moment I don't really want to say it, but I think the stock seat was better and it's not good. Was it a waste of money? Well, put it this way, if it don't soften up, all I've gained is looks, because it makes the bike look a load better than it was. But for comfort, it's not an improvement. That's my thoughts at this moment. When we get to where we're going, we're going to stop and have a cup of coffee, and I've got Sue on the back with me, so it'd be interesting to see what she says, because she reckoned that the stock seat for the passenger was very comfortable. Anyway, I'll turn the camera off and we'll see what it's like when we get to where we're going. Well, I really like the look of the seat. It definitely improves the look of the bike, but this is what I'm on about. The bit I sit on is here, which is raised up. I'm not finding it so comfortable. The old seat was flat, continuous. And I do notice as well now, with Sue sat on the back, she's banging her helmet on my head, which she didn't do before. I can't say it's an improvement at all over the original. Maybe even worse, I don't know. It may soften up, but I don't know. It's very hard. Oh well, all we can do is see. Well, I've just said my thoughts on that seat. Let's see what Sue thinks about it. What do you think about it then, Doc?
For me, the seat was actually more comfortable than the stock seat. I did find that it absorbed the bumps very well. But the problem is, because of the shape of the seat, it does mean that we're sitting a lot closer to each other. And I know I did bump your head a few times in the helmet.
Yeah, you did. So we must be in a different position on the bike then, really, aren't we?
I think you're sitting further back on the seat. I think I'm still in the same position in relation to where the grab rail is. My bottom is still in the same position, yeah. But you are closer to me.
I think I'm going up, because where the seat rises up, instead of sitting on the flat bit, I'm ending up sitting as it just rises.
You are,
and
yeah.
I'm finding it quite uncomfortable. Well, all we can do is wait and see whether it's going to soften up as it gets used a bit. But I definitely can't say it's an improvement for the rider, definitely not. Which, looking at it, you'd think it would be, because there's a lot more padding in it and it's got a lot more shape to it.
It's also a bit wider at the front, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You complained about the stock one being quite narrow at the front.
Yeah, yeah, but the bit I complained about, you're not actually sat on.
True.
That's in front of me and the tank.
Mm.
Oh well. Well, at least it seems better for you. The trouble was the stock seat was sort of comfortable for maybe about 40 minutes, an hour, and then it become uncomfortable. This just seems uncomfortable, but it's more uncomfortable in a different place, if that sort of makes sense. It's where my backbone is at the bottom. That's really sore sitting on this. well, we've bought it and got it.
Mm.
And as for looks, I give it sort of a 9 out of 10.
Definitely looks a lot better than the stock seat.
It does, yeah. It's more Triumph-y shaped, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Triumphs are.
The two, it is very, very similar to a Triumph actually, lacking in speed obviously.
Yeah.
But overall, it's very similar suspension and everything to the Triumph that you had, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not a good thing. 'Cause the
It's not a
Triumph
good thing, no.
No, the Triumph suspension were crap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, we'll have to just see how we go on with it, like. Right, I'll give my final thoughts on it when I get back to the workshop, I think. Aye, back in the workshop now. I said we'd do my final thoughts when I got the bike back. To be honest, can't say I'm too impressed with the seat. There's a couple of things. First thing, I don't like and I don't understand why they've sloped it up, because what it tends to do now is I'm sort of sat here, which is you feel like you're tipped forward on the bike because your seat isn't flat anymore. If you look at the original over there, it's not flat, but it doesn't go like this. And also I find this piece here seems to press on do you call it your tailbone and your back, right at the bottom. I seem to be pressing on here, and after a while it becomes quite painful. The other thing, Sue says, on the original seat, this one, there seems to be quite a lot of room on it, and she finds on this seat there's less room, yet they measure the same. So don't know. All I can think of is it's to do with this, because I'm stuck in one place. I'm stuck here. I can't shuffle back when I need to. I don't want to shuffle forward because it's put me too near the, it's not a natural sitting place. And Sue says she's sat right on the back of this piece, and I took a photograph of her, and she put rides with one hand on the rear grab rail like that, I think, and her hand, she was nearly, if you like, sat on her hand, so she must be sat right back here. You know, Sue's only 5'2", something like that. So she's not a big girl, like, slim, so she's not taking, she ain't got a lot to hang over the seat, shall we say. So I don't know. Was it any comfier? Still don't know. You really got to take one seat with you, haven't you? You know, so you can swap as you're riding down the road. I was expecting this to feel different than it did. Now, I did watch last night. I thought I'll have a look at what other people are saying about these seats. And one thing I have noticed, this is, let me have a look what it's called, this one. Yeah. This is Deluxe Touring. The guy I watched last night doing his review, he pointed out that his touring seat, it was a different one to this. I think it was a Continental GT one he'd put on or something. It got webbing inside the holes in here. Now, mine doesn't. No webbing at all. It is a different colour foam, so I assume it's a different density. But it hasn't got the webbing, and the webbing helps support it. Oh, while I got the seat upside down, I'll show you something else. I've took, there should be these two bungs here, one there, there should be one here and one here. I've took them out to help, because when they was in, it was even worse. When I sit on the seat now, it's sort of the base is giving a little bit to try and flatten this area out slightly. But with them bungs in, this was even more prominent, and the seat is actually pointed forward like that. Was it a waste of money? I think time will tell. The only thing is whether the seat might bed into me a little bit. We'll see. But it isn't a great improvement, to be honest. I don't think so. Not over the stock seat. When you sit on the stock seat, it thinks it's quite hard, but it ain't too bad actually. But once you get going, the stock seat is more firmer than this is. This is quite soft. Yeah, it's maybe firmer than this is actually. I thought this was harder, but when you sit on this one, this does feel firmer. But there again, it's flatter. I think whatever part of my body is touching the seat, the weight's spread over the seat. On this, I'm tending to, all my weight is here, just here. And for some reason, whether it's because the seat's raised up, I think it's moving me back how I sit, because it might be taller. I just don't know. But like Sue says, she hasn't got as much room on the back as she had before. She's having to sit further back. To the point, I did put rear footrest relocation kit on for her. Plates from Hitchcock's. Now, the idea was it moved the feet a bit further forward, because all the people say, or most people say, whose wives or girlfriends have sat on this on the original mounts, didn't like it, so uncomfortable. She liked it. Now move the feet forward, the weight isn't on the legs so much. It's more of a bend like that. But now she's having to sit on this seat further back as far as she can. That's altering the angle of her legs as well. It's like now if you open the throttle up, she tends to, you know, feel her going backwards. Where here she's got her feet was underneath her, and she can take some of the weight on her legs, but not so much here, she says. So one of my jobs today is to see if I can take the relocation kit off and move the footrest back, but I'll see how I get on with that. So this is a review on the seat. For me, I like the looks. I think it looks a lot better on the bike than the stock seat. Stock seat looks a bit cheap and crappy. This looks a bit more quality, a bit more Triumph-y like. Comfort on it, we'll have to wait and see. I suppose the only good thing is it's a 2-minute job to change the seat. So I'm going to Romania in a couple of weeks. We've got a big ride on there, right up, quite a way up in Romania. So I've got to be sure which seat to fit. If you've only got one seat, you're stuck with what you got, aren't you? But when you've got a choice of two and you're not sure, you just don't know, do you? I found the stock seat, to me, I found it quite comfortable up to about 45 minutes, an hour. Then it started to tell on me a bit. But we was out on this yesterday, and even after about 30 minutes I was shuffling about and thinking, oh, don't like this so much. So we'll see. Anyway, let me know what seats you're using. I was expecting this. We bought the Deluxe one. Obviously Deluxe, you'd think you was getting the best of the best. No, I don't think so. The quality of the seat's good, the stitching's good, love the looks of it. Yeah, it's something not for me anyway, but everybody's different, aren't we? We're all different sizes. Let me know what you think. So I hope this was useful or not useful in this case. Please subscribe. So it does make a difference to the channel. I know you must be sick of hearing me say it, same as a lot of the other YouTubers, but believe it or not, to run a YouTube channel is not cheap. Comes quite expensive. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, so please subscribe. A big thumbs up, and any comments, leave them down below. Let me know what you think on this. This is the deluxe version of the touring seat. I always answer them, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.